everyone. Welcome to another episode of DFM. So, on today's episode, we continue discussing the pressures in marriage. And today, we want to talk about children. And it's double-edged. So, you can have a situation where a couple is married and everyone is like, when are you having children? It's a very unfortunate situation because obviously one of the reasons people marry is to procreate, but to constantly be on people and be asking when are you giving birth sounds quite rude. Exactly, because they have their plans, and it might also be that they are trying to have kids and it's not really happening. And so when it happens like that, it poses so much stress on them. And so that is why do you think people go about asking, I mean, when people are giving birth and all? It sounds very rude.
Yeah, it's like in like the certain
society,
in a certain, we haven't learned to mind our business. It's
Right.
not like the kids coming into that marriage will be taken care of by the people asking
Exactly.
when are you going to have the kids. And mind you, marriage with and without children is still marriage.
Exactly.
So you shouldn't feel pressured to have kids because your colleagues are married and they are having kids. They are gifts from God. So at the right time, God will give it to you. It shouldn't be that this person has 3, married last year, has 3. No, everybody in the appointed time where you take your kids. So
and with you talking about they are gifts from God, I want to stress on that because we know signs and we know you have to know when you meet with your spouse to have children and all, but there are cases where it's been tried, it doesn't work, and so it's by no fault of the people that they are not bringing forth children. And so that's quite rude, like you mentioned. Then the other way this pressure comes in is when you say in a marriage and you have the kids, but the kids also stress the marriage. So that also serves as another sort of pressure because then when they come in, their expenses, how to manage them, making you lose your temper here and there.
You have to take care of a new life in addition to yours as well, manage them. And having kids is like having little bosses at home. They control what you do. It's very difficult to control kids. So it's not easy to handle them. It brings a lot of pressure, especially if you are not that used to taking care of
other
children,
people. Because then if you have to go to work, your spouse has to go to work, now you have to find a way to sort them out before you can go ahead. I mean, it's a whole lot of stress as well. So that's a good one. And I think in marriages where there are stepchildren, it also poses some kind of stress on the marriage. Sometimes, I mean, it shouldn't, but we are humans, and some way, somehow, it poses a lot of stress.
Especially when you have your stepchild or your stepchild's parents around. So maybe you have your way of your principles, and let's say your stepchild's parents has his or her own principle. For instance, maybe you would want all your kids to have straight A's and B's, but then you have maybe you are married to someone
who has a child from
a previous marriage, and maybe both of them don't care any grade the kids have. So training such a child is difficult when you are staying on the person
trying to get them this way. The other parent is also saying that
my mom doesn't care what I so it gets difficult, and especially if there's a child outside the marriage, sometimes it brings about, definitely your spouse will meet with the ex because of the child, the family of the ex-wife, and will get certainly
they'll
come
still be
in at
yeah,
some time.
in
Yeah,
tune, yeah.
yeah. So it makes the marriage quite difficult
Yeah,
because you can't
it makes
completely
it
cut off.
complicated.
Yeah.
Right. It makes it complicated, and that's a great pressure as well. And I mean, as much as it depends on us, let us try our best not to, I mean, get involved in such situations because it's more difficult to handle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, kids, children, having them pressure, not having them pressure. I mean, and having them in the wrong, I don't want to say wrong way, but
Outside
having
of
outside,
marriage,
yeah, the marriage context also has its own pressures as well. Yeah, so I guess we'll need to really guard ourselves as to the decisions we take and all, but especially don't go about asking people when they are giving birth. I mean, quite rude. Yeah. So we'll go on to the next pressure the next time we meet, and thanks for staying with us, and always remember that no two relationships are the same. Cheers.
Cheers.